I've sold well over 250. I sold 250 childcares. It's probably closer to 400 or 500 businesses in the 39 years I've been doing real estate and business brokerage. Anyway, what we have, ERTC, are extra funds that tapped on to the PPP program that they originally came out with. The PPP program was for business people who were suffering from COVID, and not the disease itself, but their business was suffering, and their employees, they were retaining it. The ERTC stands for Employee Retention Tax Credit, and businesses are allowed to participate if they meet certain criteria. One is that they've had a little bit of a downsurge in business. Some businesses have gotten better even and made more profit. That's okay. But if you retained your employees and also you have, it's regard to W-2 employees only, okay, not the personal owner and not any relative of the owner. If you have suffered from that, then you definitely qualify to get the funds. I've created a subdivision of my company called ERT Fund Connection, and I've connected myself with some really expert accountants that are just totally focusing on this. They're not doing tax returns. They're not doing anything but this program. And they get down to the nitty gritty with your business. You initially submit a simple questionnaire. It's like 9 questions. Your name, your contact info. And at the bottom of the form is how many W-2 employees you had in 2020, how many W-2 employees you had in 2022, at 21, we're in 2021. And then regarding that, they also ask you, were you affected? Did you have a total shutdown? Did you have a partial shutdown? And even if you started a new business in either of those years, you possibly could qualify for it. So what the program is about, what we're focusing heavily on, is the revised program from 2021. The initial program, PPP, gave $5,000 per employee if you qualified. This new revision now gives you up to $7,000 per quarter per employee, and it's for the first, second, and third quarters. So you're talking $21,000 per employee for 2021, and about $5,000 for per employee on the PPP. So pretty much any business can qualify. It could be a church, it could be a nonprofit, it could be a regular business. One of the only qualification factors is that the business can't be over 500 people, full-time. It can be as many part-time people, but we just had a submission made by another member of our team, and they submitted 1,000 people, and they got them through. It depends on, I guess, how many hours, it's a lot of technicalities in this, but these accountants are really expert at it. And they also, what's included, if you pay out healthcare benefits to your employees, then that also counts as wages. So the wages go up because, we're in that change now where I think minimum wage is now at $15 an hour, but I think in 19 and 20, I don't think it was up there. So, you might not have been paying out as much, but everybody I'm talking to pretty much qualifies. We had a restaurant with 8 locations, got $2.1 million. It blows your mind. They were like so freaked out. The person, like me, that brought it to their attention, they're never paying for another meal or a drink in the place again because, it's like a godsend to them. But the average business on the whole, which is a small business, maybe 8 to 15 employees, is definitely getting $150,000 to $200,000. It can go up, if you have multiple businesses, each business, if you've got a separate LLC or an incorporation, whatever, each business counts. The accountants take a deep dive into your business. You'll have to, once they give you the initial okay that, your business qualifies from that initial inquiry, then we would need your 941, because that 941 has to be revised, and they also will need your raw payroll. So, and, also you want to tell them if you have other expenses. I don't know if this qualifies, but I'm thinking if you paid for education for an employee, that's to benefit the employee. That possibly also could, because I know in some businesses, like, Will, who we have on the line with us, he is a childcare. And I used to have to pay for CPR because I owned 4 schools. Used to have to pay for CPR and updating and things like that. Like in the real estate industry, like Carlos and I are in, we have to do CE credits. So they probably, if the employer's paying for them, I'm sure they probably qualify also. But don't take that for sure because I'm not positive. But the the program is great. It's simple to get involved in, and anyone that wants to tap into it, we can do a quick. We'll send you a link on the website, and you just go on. You read the copy, because it gives a little bit more explanation. But I think I've pretty much condensed it. You fill out that little simple inquiry that goes over to our accounting team. They look at it. As long as, they think you qualify because you have the number of W-2, well, you can have one W-2 employee and qualify. We're working with two groups of accountants on this. Some are doing 5 and under, and the rest are doing 5 and over because it's a little bit different in specific details for that. But they'll take a look and make sure you qualify. And if you qualify, then we're on the road to, as soon as you get the documents over to them, which will be scanned through a secure portal, website portal. It takes them about 2 weeks to turn it around. They'll go over everything with you, tell you how much you're getting. And then if you are interested in the program, then we move you forward. Obviously, they're going to charge a fee. Their fee is 15% of what you get. So if you've got $150,000, it would be 15% of that. But it's well worth it because you don't want to have to deal with this application. I read the details of the program, and it's like you got to be an attorney and an accountant and a doctorate degree to kind of, cross all the T's and dot all the I's. But they dig deep into your business and stuff you won't even think about. They're going to ask you questions about. And once you say yes, you don't have to pay the 15% up front. They take a small deposit just to secure that, okay, we're going to go forward. And they probably have a little contract for you to sign, to agree. And then they can turn you around and get you submitted pretty much to the IRS within 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And the IRS is the one that's going to take a little bit longer to process because we're out there with about 200 people doing this, but most of the country has no clue. Most business people I've talked to have no idea at all it's even happening, and that's why this is a great opportunity. If you know other businesses, then by all means, you connect them with us. We'll take care of you. We kind of have a line going down. It starts at the top with us, and I have partners above me that brought me into this. So there's some commission to be paid to people, that you bring in and refer to us. So, we can get more into that, on more detail. But I have paperwork I can send you. I created a spreadsheet that shows you basically if you did get involved in referring customers, what the breakdowns are on the commission. But, if you want to just do it for your businesses, then we just move forward pretty quickly, get you to fill out those little forms. And then the accountants take over, they might have some questions for you, and we go from there. Now, Will, what do you have any questions in particular about?
No, it sounds like you answered everything. I wanted to see what the fees were
Yeah.
for it, and but you don't know what the
Recording
upfront
stopped.
cost
The
would be?
recording has stopped.
Okay, all right. He's okay. Go ahead.
Do you know how much the what is the upfront? How much the upfront is?
I believe somebody had to pay like $1,000, but they were getting back, I think, a couple $100,000. It's not a lot.